Hey, Railbirds. Here we are at the third annual Battle of the Bull. This is the one pocket division. We have Roberto Gomez versus Jonas Souto. This should be a great match. This is first round action. This is race to three. It is one pocket. We're going to be joined by Tony Chohan in just a minute. He stepped out for a quick break. But he will be right back. So very quickly, the rules of one pocket. First person to make 8 balls in their designated pocket wins the game. It's that easy. One player will get one of these 2 pockets down at the bottom of the table. The other player will get the other pocket. Who gets what pocket is determined by the person breaking, so that's determined before the break. So, Tony will be along soon. Don't worry, you do not have to listen to me for the duration of this match. All right, and Jonas, his pocket is that bottom right on screen. Roberto's is to the bottom left. This is still first round action. Nobody has a loss yet. This is race to 3. We just finished up with a hard-fought match between Brandon Schuff and Teddy. Oh, and looks like we are being joined by T-Rex himself, Mr. Tony Chohan. Tony, how you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing? Good. How are you guys doing?
I'm going to turn
the Battle of the Bull.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the microphone over to the expert now, and I'm out of here.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We got Jonas and Roberto. And first shot, let's see now. Jonas should probably try to come off the 9 a little deep and try to hang behind the 10. 2 rails, let's see. So he ended up getting their semi. Now I like for Roberto to kind of bank the 4 hard into the stack or into any of those balls, and then let the cue ball kind of punch to the bottom rail and then back up towards the 1. Oh, he's just going to go for the thin side and just play the safe. Not bad. He must have not been able to see the 4 as much, I think. Good cue ball. You see 2 good players that are going to be giving good cue balls on both sides. So what it looks like he's doing here, let's see. Not sure what he's doing. Okay. Just curving to get that ball, this 1 ball banked over to his side. Now this is going to get a little bit enticing, we'll see. For Jonas, let's see, because if he plays the 9, he's got to make sure he plays the cue ball the right way to make sure he doesn't give up no bank lane. Okay, he did get it up there. I kind of like for Roberto to maybe go 3 rails around here, bank the 1, and play kind of aggressive. It's kind of a natural where you go 3 rails and you can kind of make sure you stay on the back side of those 4 and the 9. Or the 7 and the 9. I believe it's the 4 and the 9, though. He's not even really looking at that ball, which is surprising. I mean, because he can get the pace and he can kind of shoot it hard too and get the ball around and not give up nothing. And it's kind of, now he's looking at it really. In his mind, he's kind of looking at it. Okay, he's going to try to play the bank, and he's going to go rail first and try to let the cue ball kind of go. Yeah, I didn't like that because of he got lucky though, because he didn't give up the 11 because the 4 got in the way, or the 7 or whatever it is. Now Jonas hasn't played a whole lot of one pocket that I've seen. I mean, it's not that he's a great player in general, so obviously he's going to do everything well, like running balls and watching his cue ball. So let's see what he does here. Okay. Not a bad shot, and he brought his cue ball up so he made sure he didn't give up a bank. This is kind of a spot where I'm going to bank the 2 kind of hard and just punch the cue ball through hopes that I kind of start to open and push balls away from his side of the table a little bit. Because I don't really give up anything if I start to move things. And I keep the cue ball down here right where that middle diamond is on the bottom rail. And that's what I think he's going to do here. We'll see. Yep, just like that. I like banking the 4 on the side rail by the side pocket. Now, he's not going to know to do that. Jonas, he's just going to play kind of the cue ball more than anything. Now, whether or not Roberto can bank this ball, I don't know. Or if he got wedged right on the 4 or not. That's what he's looking at right now. We'll see. It's kind of one of those shots that if he can see it, he's gonna make sure he makes the ball. We'll see. He's looking to see on both sides whether or not he can get through the ball. It looks like he can, so he's going to punch this ball with a little bit of center and some pace. No, so he played the cue ball more than anything. Not a bad cue ball and not a bad layout though either. So he's going to look to see if he can come off the 4 there and kind of draw the cue ball with a little bit of low left. But I don't know if he can hit the ball thick enough and pull it behind there. I like kind of shooting this 2-rail kick and letting the cue ball go up table. Let's see if he sees. I think that's what he's going to do. Let's see. Okay, he's going to take. So he ended up scratching. Didn't want to. He wanted to take an intentional scratch, but he didn't want to scratch. He just wanted to get behind that ball. Let's see how Roberto goes about running these balls. I like kind of just drawing and pulling and trying to get a cut on the ball that's below the stack there that goes to his hole, because then he's got a chance to have kind of a straight pool thing. So he's going to try to pull with low and a little bit of left. He got lucky to hit that ball. Now that even works out even better. I just like to use a little bit of a high and a little bit of a right ball here. So I hit the ball, go to the side rail, but I'll also still have the spin to get through. Okay, he's shooting the 5-14. Oh, no, he just played the cue. Huh. Played extra safe there, I guess. Good shot, good kick. So now if I'm Roberto, I'm going to hit it super thin and try to come back into the backside of that stack and just kind of thin and just keep them in there as much as I can. That's something that happens more often than people don't realize because of the way they try to shoot the ball and come through. They try using inside and they accidentally hit the ball too fat, or they don't have enough pace to come through the ball. Now this is gonna. These guys are good ball runners, so you know, good shooters. You can't leave them nothing really. That 13-5 must be wired for him to play it that way. Now I like kind of cutting this ball to open the stack up. But let's see if it's how thin he can hit it or if he can. I'm about to find out. Must not go. Now, if I was him, I would try to just kind of push those balls over to my side of the table. Not sure what he's looking at right here. He's trying to bank it and come 2 rails back around the stack. I don't like that. Yep, that's what he's trying to do. Just good shot here. If the 5 goes to Roberto's hole, he could kick and hit the top side of the 5 and the cue ball sticks in there. All those balls being toppled up, but the 10 looks like it's might be wired, so ball counts 1-1. So he's just going to try to push the balls away and open them up a little. Good cue ball. Roberto will try to push the balls up table, come to the side rail, and then back down. Okay, he just came straight back down. He's going to open up this ball because I believe that it's not wired, so that's a smart move. Okay, instead he's going to cut this ball. No cut, just balls are semi-messing up for Jonas. Okay, so Roberto's going to bank this with high inside. Just about hitting full. Got good cue ball, though. So that's why he didn't hit it harder, was because of the pace, and he wanted to make sure he got his cue ball to kind of sit. Sometimes you can't play both. So he's going to try to bank it 2 rails. I like it if he shoots it with high right and kind of hits it a little fat. But make sure you got the pace on the ball. All right, so a little free bank. Ooh, ball went just dipped down a little bit on him. But Roberto's job's still going to be a little bit hard here. Because he's got to make the 7, but he's also got to try to play safe in a certain way. So just banking the 2 up table and sending the cue ball into the 7. You're going to see some more up table pushing balls away now. I feel like the 10 is still a little wired, like if you come to the inside of the rail to make it, to pull it. But I don't really like it being that kind of straight, just in case the guy gets up table and is able to kind of push the ball a little. You're going to see a lot of up table game here at this point, so it's going to be a lot of Roberto just kind of pushing balls and kind of stopping the cue ball. So he's going to kind of push this ball and just kind of hold his cue ball right on the other ball. The ball went in. Unlucky. So now Jonas is definitely going to cut this ball, I would think. No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if he can cut this ball or not. It looks like he might be able to. Or he's just going to try to cross bank it over. Yeah, he's just going to cross bank it over. So he'll do the same thing. He will just keep pushing balls and making sure he keeps his cue ball down here on the end. Just worried about getting the cue ball to the rail, so he made sure he just used the angle off the ball. Now for Jonas, he should just be trying to kind of push the 6 over into the 13 and just let the cue ball come straight back down. That's exactly what he's looking at now. Yep. It's actually smart that he didn't hit the 13, and the reason being so then he doesn't give up no bank whatsoever. Or any chance of one, let's say. Roberto should just be trying to push the 5 into the 8 and let the cue ball kind of go that way. Okay, so he just elected to do it Now, he did give up a bank now. So, I don't know if he really gave up a bank because of where the cue ball will go through the 8. It has to hit the 8, it looks like. So, okay, yep. Ooh, just rolled off a little bit. Just a little outside. Let's see. He's going to probably kick with the high and a little bit of left and just kind of hit it out. He didn't use a lot of left. He did get lucky, though. Semi-lucky. Problem with this one is going to be is him getting the cue ball out. The fact that he can't cut it too much, I think. Yeah, see. He wanted to make sure he missed the 8, so he made sure he kind of hit it a little bit. I kind of like a kick bank on the 8 here, one rail to the top side with high right, and kind of sticking the cue ball right there. More focus on just, I think he could bank that ball too. That's what he's looking at now. So a little bit of center inside. Oh, and he did hit it pretty decent. Not good enough, but hit it decent. Now this is going to be a high right ball. Just like that. So a lot of little tickies for now. You gonna just try to make the ball or no? Okay, try to cut. That was a pretty decent attempt for what it was, but problem here is when you shoot these type of shots, like right now, Roberto's gonna get a chance to bank this ball in, run the cue ball up table, and possibly get behind some balls. So if I'm Roberto, I'm going to focus more on just making this ball. I overcut the ball and tried bringing the cue ball back. That's where his downfall is going to come because now you give up a shot. He's not even looking at his pocket. He didn't, as good as he shoots, I mean, not for sure he'd shoot that ball. He just didn't even pay attention to it. He had a perfect opportunity to use high and a little bit of right and come from the top of the side pocket, back down, and play a bank on that ball he just kicked out. But, well, it is what it is. What's gone is gone. So now we have him just kind of running the cue ball up table a little bit, just like that. Now, I don't know if I like this shot from Roberto because, okay, both these balls bank. So the 2 banks and the other ball right below the 5, which is the, yeah, that's the ball. Okay, see, ball pulled up a little bit, but not too bad, but very close to making it. He's going to 2-rail this ball out. Now Jonas might possibly bank at this 8, and I wouldn't blame him for doing it here. Well, looks like we got another one that plays a lot of safe. He's not going for nothing much. He's trying to play the long game. So now for Jonas, see, like he's not taking those shots, but he don't realize like that was a spot where he could have took the shot because there was no balls that really opened at Roberto's hole. I almost feel like this is a wedge game where they're supposed to bring the balls back down table if that's the rule that they're playing by. I'm not 100% sure on. They're talking about how long the game's going to be. Roberto's talking about how long it's going to take for. Neither one of them don't look like neither one of them want to go for any kind of a shot. Oh, so now he's going to give him a shot. What's he doing? Okay, he's going to try to. Oh my God. Well, he did give him a shot that time. He thought he didn't, but he did. I do believe both those balls go. May not have a lot of one pocket knowledge, but they have a lot of pool IQ in general, and they shoot great. So it's a big difference maker. He can bank at this ball and push that ball up table. Run into that ball if he wanted to. Yeah, I like that shot even better, though. I didn't think he would kind of come back into it, but very good shot. Just didn't take him as that guy. So making this and drawing it back a little bit, just kind of cinching it and touching the 10 to where it just barely moves a little bit. Depending on the cut. So he must have had a little bit bigger cut than I thought. Oh, he hit it kind of fat. All right, ball counts 5-1, Jonas. Jonas showing his one pocket skills. I'd like to see him possibly just kick at the 3 here. Soft roll kick into the front of the 3, not into the side of the 3. There you go. Perfectly good. Very good. Now Roberto will just come down to the end rail. High with a little bit of left, just making sure he gets all the way down here. That's it. Now Jonas will have a cross. He can shoot that one rail bank, which is the right shot. And just use a high ball. Yep, just like that. Good shot. Ball rolled off a little there. A lot of little kicking. Now, I think I like him to just kind of move that 114 ball kind of thin. I don't like this one so much as I like. Okay, he got underneath the ball, so that's okay. Only problem with this is now you got Roberto's going to start to try to move balls back down. We'll see, depending on how much oomph he can put on the ball here. All right. Okay, let's see. Not bad, but this is where he's messing up because he's the one with the 5-1 ball count lead, and he's bringing the balls back down in the table. So this is where the lack of one pocket knowledge is coming into play. See, now he's starting to accidentally put all the balls back into play. He's breaking up the wedges. He's doing everything that he shouldn't do right now. Now, if I'm Roberto, I'd just let him go ahead and put him in that corner pocket over there in the top right and let him shoot at something if he likes. I don't think he needs to bring this cue ball back down here, and that's what he's trying to do. Okay, no, he just did it that way. Nothing wrong with that. So Jonas is going to try banking the 11 cross, I believe. Good shot and good touch on the ball. And I think that ball kind of wired up. So now Roberto's going to have to kind of soft roll kick at the back of the bottom stripe ball, which I believe is a 12 underneath the 2. So just kind of soft roll kick that. So just so it hits the end rail a little. Don't need to do much. Blocks off the bank lane that way. Just like that. Now this is where it's going to get a little tricky for him. Let's see if he... Okay, so I like just pushing the 6 and then letting the cue ball kind of run into the 14. But he's banking to try to make it, which is where... That's the part where he's going to lose the game. So now he gives Roberto a shot. Instead of playing the game, he should, or instead of trying to shoot the shot to make it, he should just play the cue ball. Roberto's kind of in a spot where he's kind of got to go for this shot no matter what. Okay, he's not choosing to go for it. I guess Roberto feels like he'll be able to get a better shot. As good as Roberto shoots, I'm surprised he didn't shoot that ball, though. And now Jonas started to realize. I do believe the 2 and the 6 still go, so that's why Roberto really can't shoot anything crazy. Now I like Roberto to just kind of run off the 3 and into the back of the 2-6. That's what he's going to do. Cue ball more than anything doesn't mean that all the rest of the stuff won't really matter. And he got a little nudge on the 2, so now the 2 doesn't go. So that's a good shot. Now we're going to see. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I like the fact that he took a chance there in that spot. But now, Roberto's probably going to use a little bit of high and a little bit of inside or outside and just cross the ball. Yeah, just worry about the cue ball. Good shot. Now it's going to get a little weird for Jonas here. I don't know if Jonas will know that. I don't know if he can see the 8. Can he? Oh, look at this shot. Let's see if he gets away with it. Oh, no. Yeah, that was a lack of knowledge there. No problem for Roberto is he got a little straight. But I think he can come back around for the 2 possibly. I think the 2 might still go. Worst case, he might come around for the 11 maybe, possibly. We're about to find out, that's for sure. Yeah, I think he's playing for the 2. Just focusing on the cue ball. Good shot. Good stroke. Now, if I'm him, now here's a perfect shot because he gets to shoot it with high and a touch of left. And he can send the 6 2 rails into the 10 and the 11 to break them up. So he shot it, but he didn't shoot it hard. Well, he's lucky. He's going to get to bank the 11 2 rails.
All right, guys, on the main table.
A little bit of low right-hand English.
Against Shane Van Boning. Jonathan versus Shane on the main table.
Didn't get the cue ball low enough. Jonas is probably going to get to shoot the 11 ball bank. Now, let's see if he shoots it with low and a lot of inside or if he tries to come around the table. Yeah, he's playing more of the cue ball. I don't blame him, but now he kind of left the window. You got to be really precise on what you're doing when it comes to certain spots like that because, as you can see, ball kind of died off on him, speed-wise. Not bad, but maybe unnecessary a little bit. Sending the ball up table now. Jonas is going to kind of be in the spot where he needs to start moving these balls now. Not bad. He's got a little touchy shower. He's going to jack up and kind of go to the side rail. Died off on him because he didn't use enough angle, for one. Free bank for Jonas here. Well, I say free, but it's not that free. But he could shoot it with high with a touch of inside and get through the ball. More risk, though, I think, for him. Roberto knows that he doesn't really have to go for nothing against Jonas because he knows that he just needs to put him in a trap here and there and put him in a spot where he doesn't really know how to get around it from the lack of one-pocket knowledge in general for Jonas. Great shooter, just doesn't know exactly, all the moves and whatnot of how to get out of certain things or whatnot for now. Obviously, the more and more they play, the more and more they learn. And when I say they, I'm talking about Europeans, all the great 9-ball players that don't play one pocket. They know what they're doing as far as running balls, pocketing balls, cue ball, and all that stuff. So just a lack of not playing enough. It's kind of a weird shot from there because he still gave him a bank. So this one's kind of a shot where you just bank and you kind of bank and play it kind of hard, and if you don't make it, cue ball goes back. Now he's trying to hit it lightly, and I don't know if he can hit it light and get the cue ball through the ball. See? Yeah, that little bit of center kind of drags still. I like to shoot it harder with a little more of a center ball so it pinches and grabs the ball and pulls. And if you used a little bit of low, it would have been better off. Now, Roberto's going to try banking this ball, crossing it with low outside English. He's going to try to come deep and try to come behind that 13 ball up there. So he's more or less, well, he didn't pinch it quite as much as he wanted to. Maybe a little bit of new cloth also, so it's not going to slide. This is another spot where the kick and stick. You can use that high right, kick bank at the back of the 13 if you wanted to. Now Roberto's going to shoot this 14 kind of a little head-on line with a lot of low right and let it just turn. Yep. See, but the run that he's got in the pace don't allow that turn to happen as much as he wants. He was just playing it to get it down there. I kind of don't mind this shot here. He can probably bank at this ball and kind of just hold his cue ball and pinch it over a little, which makes the bank a little bit easier too. So like a center right hand English. Not really a low, but like a center right. And pinch it kind of hard. Okay, so he went with high inside instead. Good shot. Now I think he will cut at the 6 probably. Will he cut at it or will he shoot it 2 rails? I think for him he will cut at the ball because he can come straight back and forth. So there's a video out there that I posted on my YouTube channel, on Tony Chohan YouTube page, if you guys want to ever check it out. Kind of speaks about the pace and the balls and how you shoot these balls and stuff too. So if you ever get a chance, go ahead and please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you get a chance to. And also appreciate you guys checking out Railbirds TV and supporting the channel and supporting just pool in general all together. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's free. This is free knowledge for everyone. Costs you nothing, and you get all the knowledge for free. Appreciate you guys' help. I think he's going to do the kick and stick here now, finally. I've only said it about 3 or 4 times now, and finally this is the first time I think that it's going to happen. And he got the cue ball good. Well, so cue ball here, he's giving up these banks, and he's going to give up a... Now, Roberto's, all he's got to do is just kind of hit it kind of a little full, a little bit of high, a little bit of right, and hitting it full. And just pocket speed. And it'll help dictate the bank, too. Yeah, he hit it a little too soft there. I think he's just going to try to cross it over. Okay. Cue ball. Yeah, one of those shots you kind of be real careful about how you go through those type of balls there. Well, this is probably going to cost Jonas the game here. Yeah, especially now that ball's across, guaranteed to lose probably. Because all he's going to do is make the ball here, pinch over a little bit. Everything's going to be pretty kind of straight and just a little bit angle. There it goes. Just a little more pinch. You need 2 balls. So it looks like Roberto's going to take game 1, and he does. Roberto's up 1-0, and I believe Roberto's break, yeah. So we're at the Battle of the Bull 2025. They have a 10,000 added one pocket event, which is what we're watching now. And I believe starting Wednesday, they will have the 35,000 added 9-ball event starting with 128 stacked players. So if you're around the area, or if you can't get to the area, then check it out on Digital Pool. And, you know, if you can't get there and you want to watch us, come to Railbirds TV. Come check us out. We're doing the commentary on certain matches, and we'll be coming through for the next few days for sure. And if you like, share, and subscribe, you'll get notifications at least of when they're going live and stuff like that also. So kind of goes hand in hand and helps you and helps everyone else. So here, I believe, yeah, they're just going to follow the cue ball around. Could have hit it a little harder and got the 2-ball to be on his side of the table, maybe, possibly. Because now, Burrow's just going to come off the 4 and put him back in the stack. Just like that. Now, he did kind of let him see those balls, which I would have never let him get to those balls. If he would have kept him on the side of the 6, that would have been better. Oh. So he's trying to do a little something extra there. But the lack of one-pocket knowledge is going to make him understand when he's trying to do a little bit too much, it's going to cost him a lot. He's going to just try a 2-rail kick and hit the bottom of the 3. Good shot. All right, now I don't really like touching the 14, but he may have to. We're going to see. This is what I like right here. Go rail first a little, just to get the movement on the cue ball and barely touch the right side of the 9 once you go off the rail. So you hit it a little bit more pinching, so the cue ball goes to the right side of the rail, and that way it hides your 3. Okay, he's going to take an intentional foul, it looks like. Yep. Not bad. I mean, Roberto kind of knows where he's at in the spot where he doesn't have to do nothing too much extra. So he's feeling a little more inapt to take those fouls when he needs to. Or, you know, when he wants to, I should say. Okay, now Roberto's going to get to bank the 4. Or he could bank the 9 if he was feeling froggy and felt that he can turn the ball back a lot easier. So we'll see. If he was banking the 4, I would bank the 4 into the 1 or the 3. And kind of just leave the cue ball on the right side of the table. Up table towards around the 2nd diamond. I like to use a high inside ball, get some pace on the ball, and get to the top rail and then back towards about the 2nd diamond on this long rail. But I want to get some pace because I want some action on the balls. See, like he hit it, but he cut it towards the 9. I don't really like that because now look at those balls. So they're talking about foul. I'm wondering if they're playing the derby style and going back to 0 or not. But it don't look like it, so. It's another thing. He hasn't really looked at the stack not one time. No, he doesn't realize he's going to bank this ball, and he doesn't know that he's going to hit the ball right there. I think he's going to be able to bank the 9-4 here. depending on how hard he hits it, he'll kind of be able to see. Yep, good. Got a little bit of the throw there too, but it didn't pull enough. But Jonas is in a bad spot because there's no way for him to really get to the 4 other than a 4-ball combo. Even the kicking is going to be a little tight. If he would look at the stack, the possibility might be of the 4, 11, 15, 4 might go or something like that. See, that's kind of where you get the, yeah. And the other problem there is how he just shot that ball. He didn't shoot it hard enough to send all those balls away, for one. If you got 4 balls, 4-ball combo, you really need to put some pressure. Well, it's 1-0. Roberto's even and Jonas owes 1. I like him to cut the 9 into the 3 and then play the cue ball like kind of 2 rails behind the 1 possibly. I would focus on the cue ball more here. He tried to, but he didn't. That was kind of poor. Now he could bank. He's going to shoot the 8 and kind of just slip the cue ball right there. Yep, and he's opened up a few more balls towards his pocket. Jonas is in deep doo-doo here. He's going to have some issues here. It's going to be very hard for him to get away from this, and it's going to get tougher and tougher the more and more he thinks about it. Even if he was to take fouls, it's not going to really help at this point. With that ball being there. Okay, nice shot there. At least he knew to play the cue ball there. Now I think Roberto will just kind of jack up, shoot that ball towards the rail, and kind of leave it behind the stack. Good shot. Good control. Now, if I'm Jonas, I'm going to have to kind of kick at the backside of the bottom of the 2 and then let the cue ball kind of make the 9 and just hopes. So right now you're just worried about putting pace on it and getting a glimpse of the 2 on the bottom. So you want to go 1, 2 rails to the bottom, catch the 2, and then run into the 9 there. Just like that. Oh, good shot. See, he even got a little bit of luck there, too. Now, the problem for him is kind of the fact that it's a big pocket left there now for Roberto to be able to bank this ball and play it into his hole. So we'll see if he even goes for it. Nope, he's not going to go for it. And that comes from the fact of him knowing more or less, you know, that it's going to be tough for Jonas to get out of this trap. Take a high follow. I think when you shoot this ball, you should be more worried about just making the ball and not playing safe as much. I do believe Roberto will shoot the 13-9, I would think, but we'll see. Roberto might take a safe route and just cross the 1 if he can't make the 9. He must be able to see the whole 9. Okay. Now he'll play the 1-ball bank and come back out on top for the 10 or the 13. Or the 14 or the 13, I should say. So high with a touch of left. Yep, just worry about making sure you make the ball. The rest is going to be kind of easy peasy. He should cinch this cue ball back. Okay, so the 15 must go right above the 12. I didn't think it would go. A little more power here, make the ball and get through. There it is. He might have got a little too straight, so now he's going to have to play the cut. If he wants to play the cut, which is fine, but you go back and forth and come back for those 2 or the 13 over there. So you make sure you make the ball by knowing you're going 1 rail, 2 rails, and back out on top. Just a high. Okay, he can get down on the ball, so he's gonna kind of kill the cue ball probably. Yep. I'm telling you why he's shooting the 13, because he doesn't want to miss the 12 and open everything up. So he's taking the safer route. And that's also why he would probably miss the ball, just making sure the cue ball. But he did give up the bank here to the 5. But see, Jonas, sometimes he's not even really looking to see what he can do. He's kind of like playing defense at all times and not looking when he does have a chance to shoot and make a ball. There you go. Now he could steal this game if he can get on this ball. So he needs to try to hit the side of the 8 on. Oh yeah. See, he's not really thinking about his run out. See, like he wasn't looking at the angle of how he needed to cut the ball and how much and all that. Ball counts 6-1. No, 6-2. No. Yeah, 6-2. So he's looking. Yeah, so they're kind of lack of the pool knowledge right there as far as that shot right there didn't say a whole lot. Now let's see, does Roberto go for the bank or not? He might not. I think he may need to, honestly. No, he's just going to keep it down here. Alrighty. He's going to sell out of bank here. I think that's the problem, is he kind of just doesn't realize on some of the shots what he's giving up. And it's just lack of thinking. It's not his pool knowledge in general. It's just lack of thinking. As if he thought out what he was doing before he did it, he probably would never do it. So Roberto's playing for 1. Jonas needs all of them. Alrighty. Roberto's feeling froggy. He's going to go for the bank. Ball pulled off a little bit, but it's close enough to the hole. Yeah. Well, that should be the game right here. Roberto's going to just think about low and a little bit of just low and just trying to make it sure kill off the side rail and down. There it is. 2-0, and Jonas will be breaking here. Well, I can appreciate the fact that Jonas is at least playing in the one pocket tournaments and trying to learn. There's some that won't even try to learn, and it's kind of a big bummer that they won't even try to learn a game, you know, because how do you get good at something if you don't try it? All right, here we go. Oh, a little bad scratch, got a little ticky. Jonas owes one. Let's see what Roberto comes up with here. For me, I like to put the cue ball on this one. Well, let's see, what's he doing? I like to put my cue ball and kind of bank the 5-2 rails at the, or 1 rail at the 2, and push my cue ball through a little bit. He just, okay, that's not bad. Didn't really see that at first. But I like to push balls towards my hole, and that's not bad either, because at least he's kind of protecting the cue ball. I think that's the problem for Jonas, is he's like always playing so tentative and worried about where the cue ball is going to go. He's not really making some things happen for his side of the table and putting any fear into Roberto. He did the first game, and then he kind of let off and he started to do some other stuff. Now this is where Jonas is going to be a little bit trouble. Yeah, that wasn't the best of shots there. Roberto won't go for it though. Which is really surprising that he won't go for the shot. He's just playing super extra careful. He's up 2-0, which is surprising me. I guess he doesn't want to take no chances. Good for him. But it's kind of hard to say how you couldn't go for the shot when you can pound the ball and open up the stack and everything. You're going to open up a lot of balls, and I don't know. It's kind of hard. Yeah. I can't see him not shooting this ball. I would have been baffled if he didn't. I'm still baffled. All right. I think I might have to make fun of him the next time I see him if he doesn't shoot at this ball. Not sure what he's looking at here now. So that shot was better than shooting at your hole. As you can say, brain fart sometimes. All right, good little. This is where you need to be scared of these guys. They will run 8 and out from these spots. Now let's see if he'll use high and a little bit of right and force through the stack. Okay. Okay, he should shoot it. He should shoot the 2, pound it out, and go for the 8 next. Or the 4, whichever ball that, or the 4, I mean. Yep. All right, now he should run into the 13 or the 3. Making sure he gets through those balls. Yep. All right, he got the rub. Then you use a little bit of low left and barely hit it kind of full and barely touch the 3. Oh, he hit a little too much of the 3. He's looking to just bank it and kind of draw his cue ball straight back is what it looks like. Yeah. So he's going to owe one, so he's going to spot one. Roberto owes one. 5-0 ball count. 5-1 ball count, Jonas' favorite. I like to try to bank this 7 with a little bit of inside and let the cue ball get to the rail first before the 7. It's a little tough, but I think it's possible. It looks like there's a little bit of an angle. Now Roberto's kind of looking at banking the 10 and going around the table, I think. Either going around the table or jacking up and just using a low and a little bit of right. Okay, he's going through the ball. No. Yeah. I think you got to shoot this with low right and pull the cue ball between the 10 and the 3. Or whatever those two balls are. I think it's the 14 and the 3 over here. Or 12 and 3. I think you shoot it with low and a touch of right and just stroke through it. Just play the cue ball. Don't worry about the 10. Okay, he focused on making the ball, which is humongous. Now, if he was to look at the 9-8, the 9 may make the 11 for him off the 8, and you can keep the cue ball on this side of the table. So you could just use like a high, center high a little bit and just stay on this side of the table. I think now he's going to go look to see. Because I think if you looked and saw, I like shooting that instead of cutting the 14 and the simple being is the cue ball running. But here you get to play safe with the cue ball too if you shoot this 9 into the 8. He's just kind of not even looking at it, which is surprising. I think now he sees it? No. Kind of surprised he's not looking at this 9 off the 8 into the 11. I mean, you don't even have to hit it hard. Just use it kind of, just a nice little follow through. That was, yeah. He didn't really give it a chance even. He was just playing safe more than anything. All right, so Roberto's even now. 5-0 ball count. 2-0 in the games. Roberto's up. Jonas is up 5-0 in the ball count this game. He's going to try to use a little bit of low left, come to the side rail, and draw down to the 14. Very lucky he didn't scratch. Came a little too deep and hit the titties there. He's got a very big pocket here, so you just bank and just pull the cue ball straight down. Low with a touch of right. Very big pocket. He didn't get the right on it, though. This is where Jonas is going to be kind of a little bit lost as far as what to do. as you can see, like here, might be better off to kick 3 rails long right before the side pocket and letting it drizzle to the 4th rail behind that ball to try to kick. Now, you could shoot this ball hard, but I don't know if he can see the full 7-11 to knock all those balls away. And it's a lot of balls and a lot of traffic there, so not so sure that all of them will come away either. Could leave him up table. And that's what he's looking at. I do believe Roberto will shoot at this ball, though. Just because he gets to come naturally be back and up and down. I don't know now. Nope, he's not shooting. He's going to wait for a better spot. Same shot that he shot a minute ago. Did get very lucky, though, and was able to catch the ball and get the ball out the way. Now, Roberto's in a little bit of a spot. So he's going to try to kick 2 rails, I believe, and try to get, let's see. Going to go 3 rails or 2? He's going to try to hit it a little wide and try to get him to get right. He hit it really good. He hit it really good. Very good shot by Roberto there. Take the intentional foul, but he did get it to where he blocked it off to where Jonas is going to have to kick back out of this, but a lot of traffic in the way with the 3. Oh, that's got a little lucky there. He might just go for this 3 here in this spot. This is kind of just one of those, you make sure you make the ball. Oh, he's just going to thin it. Yeah. Hit a little too thin. Jonas needs 3 balls. Roberto owes 2. Doesn't look good for Roberto here on this game. I hit this with a little bit of outside. Yep, just pull the cue ball back. They get a little bad of an angle a little bit. Now he's going to have to try to jack up and kind of pop it. We'll see if he tries to actually stroke through it or if he just tries to make sure he makes the ball. No, he just made the ball. Or now he can bank the 14 kind of hard, maybe, and open those balls and push them away from Roberto's pocket. Oh, kind of gave Roberto an opportunity here. I'm going to shoot it with low left-hand English, come to the 2nd rail bottom, and then run it, yeah, just like that. This way you put some distance on the ball, and you might get a nice little rub. He's in a little bit of a bad spot now. So Roberto's just trying to cross and just keep some balls coming down here and just kind of moving them. He just wants them in play. Well, him needing all of them plus 2 extra balls since he owes 2, he needs to keep the balls down here in playable areas. Okay, that wasn't bad. A little more cue ball action, and it wouldn't have been so bad. Not bad. So he'll just send this 2 rails back towards his pocket, I believe. This actually puts Jonas in a little bit of a bad spot with the way that the 1 landed in the way of the 13 and all that. I wouldn't blame Jonas if he went for the 4-ball bank here. Good shot. Well, close. Don't think he got the cue ball where he wanted, though. That was the problem. Roberto might have a chance to steal this game. Let's see if he can do it. He'll cinch this ball. A little bit of low, a little bit of left. Not much. Jarred it with the stroke. All right, 2-1 now. Roberto's lead 2-1 in games, and I believe Jonas went to go take a restroom break. So 2-1, Roberto, race to 3. Please like, share, subscribe, Railbirds TV. We really appreciate it. You know, this is the way we keep the content coming. And please just subscribe. Of all things in the world, just do that. It's free. No credit card, no nothing. You get to watch everything for free. All you got to do is subscribe.
And after
if you get a chance,
and after you've done that, go over to Tony Chohan's YouTube channel and do the same over there.
I appreciate it. Yeah, please go check them out. I just started mine a few months ago, and it's been going well. And hopefully, everybody's getting some good tips and everything that I'm putting out there, and maybe help your game to get a little better also. So appreciate it. You know, please like, share, and subscribe my channel, Tony Chohan, and also Railbirds TV. Thank you. We're on a little break. Jonas went to the restroom, and right now Roberto's just practicing the shot he just missed. His lead's 2-1, going to 3.
So while we're waiting, does anybody in the chat have any questions for Tony?
Yeah, fire away.
Oh, I guess you guys took too long. They're back.
All right, Jonas is back. Roberto's going to break. It's 2-1. Race to 3. All right, decent little break, and he got a ball hanging in his hole, which is going to make it really tough. Well, I guess he can come off the 13 and play the cue ball just to make the 3. It got in there deep too, so it kind of helped Jonas in that spot because I don't think that Roberto can see this ball by his hole, so he's not able to retaliate with the bank.
So Kyle Smith wants to know, Tony, who is your most influential mentor credited to your success?
I used to watch a lot of Warren Costanza play. He's the real monk. You know, that was his real name. Real name is Warren Costanza. If you ever looked him up, he beat Mike Siegel in like 1980 something for the World Nine Ball Championships, and then he fainted right after he made the nine ball. And it's kind of infamous. It was like at the Caesars, but he was a really good one pocket player, and I just kind of watched a lot of him play over when I was younger. So he was one of the great players, and also like Todd Marsh, and there was others that were around at the time, and just just kind of watching them guys play and kind of helped me pick up my game as I just kind of I seen their little bit of stuff that they would do, and I kind of put my own little bit of twist on stuff too. So it was a little bit of mixture of everything. Sometimes you got to learn that the only way to get better at something is to mimic. Try to mimic people. Because if you don't, I give lessons a lot these days, and a lot of people are always scared to do something, and you cannot get better doing something if you don't try it. So I think Jonas is going to have see, like those are the spots where Jonas should be playing aggressive, knowing that he's an underdog in the match in general, let's just say, right? So when he's got an opportunity to have an open shot, he's such a great shot maker that he's kind of supposed to go for certain things at that point. But to answer your question, yeah, Kyle, that's who. So now, looks like Jonas is going to try to push some more balls away and just kind of push the cue ball through a little bit too. Let's see what he does here. I like here just to kind of thin off the 5 and put him behind the 14. Now I can tell you this much. Okay, well, he got it down far enough, but I thought for sure that if he didn't, Roberto would have gone for the bank. Now, the more the balls go up table, Roberto knows this is going to favor him more, so that's why he's doing it more and more. Let's see here. I kind of like... I think if he could see the 8 ball, he might bank at this 8 here. The reason being, he'll leave the cue ball on the right side of the table, and it'll make it harder. And I don't know if he's shooting at the 7 or if he's shooting at the 8, but I'm going to say he's probably shooting at the 7 in the way it looked like he was going to line up on. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to shoot at neither one. He's playing a little too safe, so I don't feel like he's going to. But I like shooting the 8 if he can see it. All right, so he's going to use a little bit of center and right. Yep. So he had the pace, and that's why that English took the way he wanted it. But he didn't get no reward, so he only made 1. But cue ball was okay, so it's okay. It's kind of one of the things, if you can do one thing, then it's okay. Kind of surprised he doesn't maybe shoot the combo or just kind of push the cue ball straight through in the angle unless he feels like he has to hit it too heavy. So now I think he might be looking at the 1 off the 12 maybe, possibly. Or what's he looking at? Let's see. Yeah, I think he's looking at shooting the combo and playing the cue ball all the way through. So it'll go straight to the rail and back behind the 1. And that's what he's kind of looking at. So a lot of pace is what he was really looking for. But this isn't, he might have sold out a little bit here. You get to bank the 2 and just follow the cue ball to the rail. Same place the 2 ball hits, same place the cue ball should hit. But the cue ball should stay on the rail. Just like that, which helps him make that bank. Now, as straight as he shoots, he should worry about just making the ball. But also trying to get shape somewhat. Let's see if he shoots it with... that's the only way he's going to miss it, is by shooting it heavy with that outside English, trying to bring the cue ball back. Had he just used maybe a high and a little bit more pace on the outside, then he might have actually made it and been able to come across. So Roberto's going to look to cut the ball in and then let the cue ball make the 9 in the hole. Just a roll of the ball. Good shot. Oh, I thought he made the ball. Okay. See which way Jonas is going to go about this. Oh. All right. And the ball wired up. So Jonas, if Roberto can kick and hit the top side of it, he's going to get a chance to run some balls here. Ball counts. Jonas is up 3-2. And he missed the whole kick. I know Roberto wishes he could have had that one back. 3-1 ball count. We might, Roberto's giving Jonas some chances. This is one of those shots you could kick and kind of kick hard and make both those balls go away. Or you can shoot slow. But the problem with this is if he kicks just like that, I don't know if that's okay, I guess. Not sure where Roberto went, whether he stepped away or what. Well, we want to thank you for watching with us. It's Real Birds TV. Please like, share, and subscribe. Roberto's about to shoot now. Okay. Not his best, finest shots there, but now let's see. Is Jonas willing to shoot at his hole? I would hope so in this spot. One pocket will break down these Europeans. Anybody from any other, if they don't play it a lot, they'll break down their stroke. I can't believe he didn't shoot that ball, to tell you the truth. I think Roberto's kind of got to shoot this ball here. It's kind of a bank that he would more than likely make. And you can get the cue ball maybe possibly right through to the 15 and the 1 on the bottom side, I think. Looks like it at least. I think you just got to focus on the angle and just focus on trying to make the ball if he is going to go for it. Don't really worry about where the cue ball's going at that point. Once you commit, you commit. Or use a low with just a little bit of inside so it goes straight up table and then back to the back side of the 1. So you don't hit it super hard. You're just kind of using the angle with just a little bit of low and a touch of inside, not a lot. Okay, he's just going to shoot it with high. Yeah, which is what I thought he would do. Yeah, a little bit fatter than what he wanted to. But now this is going to give Jonas kind of a free cross corner. He's going to just cross this ball with a little bit of high and a little bit of right. Not a whole lot. Overcut the ball. Oh, that's a good shot right there. Okay, but Roberto can still see that ball. That was a good shot. Now those balls doubled up. I kind of like Roberto to shoot the 12 ball bank and kind of just stop the cue ball there. And that's what he's going to look at now. I think there's not a whole lot that can really go wrong if he does it. And I think that he knows that now. Just a little center ball, just use the cut. But try to give yourself a chance to make this ball. So give it enough speed. Speed was the key. Now he still ends up selling out anyways. Jonas is playing for 5 more. He's got 3 balls to 1 lead over Roberto. It's 2-1 in the ball count. And he's going to make the first one. Let's see how he goes about running these balls. He should just be using a high ball and try. Now he's going to have to come. Let's see which way he's going. Yeah, I didn't really like him. He should have gone straight to the backside and above to the 13 or the 8 instead. So Jonas has 5 balls. Roberto's got 1. Now Roberto's going to try to hamper down a little bit, I believe. Probably won't see Roberto go for too much. Roberto should just be thinking about just kind of crossing the 3 over to his side and dropping the cue ball down a little bit. Yep, just like that. Didn't really like the fact that he drew it so much. Because now Jonas can actually try to cross this ball and try to, play a little bit with it. Too much cut. And Roberto could possibly cut at this ball. I think Roberto knows that he has to go ahead and try to make this ball. Yep, it's kind of one of those spots where you just make sure you make the ball. You don't even care. I think he's okay. Roberto has 2 balls and Jonas has 5, so playing for 6, he's really in a spot where it's kind of a shot where you can kind of just try to make sure you make this ball realistically. It's also not going to have to make the cue ball move too much if you don't want to, but kind of makes it easier to make the ball when you do make the cue ball move a little more here in this spot, right? Overcut that ball. Using low inside, it looked like, so he overcut it so much so he could kind of kill the cue ball. I like to use a little bit of low left there and just kind of hit the angle and let it carry itself. It looks like he's going to kick. That's the lack of knowledge of how to shoot those balls for him. Kind of surprised he didn't kind of let it use some English a little. Just kind of shot it with center. Shooting it with center, I just feel like you're killing the cue ball. He's just worried about just making the ball more or less, I guess. But you're leaving yourself a tough angle to get shape and stuff. And you got to make sure when you shoot that good, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Ball counts 5-4 now. So I like him to go back and forth to get back behind those balls here. Let's see if he does it. I'm really going to try to get on the 5 here, really. Okay, did he get the speed to get all the way over? No. So he's going to shoot the 11 this time and then come down for the 14 down here. And then go back up for the 5. I like just using high with a touch of left, running English. Not a lot, just a little. He overcut. He hit it fat. Trying to use all that English is what really did him in there. Or 2 less of English, I should say. Might get a little nudge. Nope. Oh, he scratched right behind it. 5-5 ball count now is going to be 5-4 Roberto. Now, he's in a little bit of a tough spot as far as, so he's going to have to draw straight back and to the side behind the 15 or run into the 15. Hit it good, but didn't catch neither ball. 6-4 in the ball count. He should just be trying to push this ball up by this corner pocket up there, draw the cue ball back down a little. I didn't really like that because now you give up the angle where it looks like he can still possibly bank this ball now. Hit that one good. Okay, we got a 6-5 ball game now. Now let's see which way he tries to play position for the next ball. Will he play for the 6? Will he play for the 2-rail bank on the 5? Let's see which way Jonas is going to go. Okay, he's going to play for the 1-railer. Don't blame him. That comes with trying to do, I would have probably used just a little bit of draw and cinched it back, so just in case I do make it, I shoot the next ball also. Hit it very thick there. Now he's going to try to run off the 6 and just kind of bank it and then put the cue ball behind the other ball. He didn't hit it very thick, so he's going to sell out a bank. Once again, lack of the knowing that, you got to hit the ball thick enough to make sure you don't give up this shot of all shots. I do believe he's going to make that one, and he's playing for 1, folks. So, and Roberto wins 3-1. Jonas gives up. Thank you for tuning in to Railbirds TV. Please like, share, subscribe. And we will see you guys tomorrow for some more awesome one-pocket matches, and I will be back with them. And please tune in. Make sure you subscribe so you get notifications of when it's going on. And we will see.
Yep, what Tony said. See you guys tomorrow.